In a small town cradled by gentle mountains and thick woodlands, there lived a girl named Iris. She was the kind of child adults spoke of fondly, thoughtful, creative, always lost in her imagination. While other children played games in the square, Iris wandered the wildflower fields, scaled the old oak trees, and created elaborate tales of enchantment. But Iris wasn't alone in her adventures. Her constant companion was a cat called Shadow. This wasn't just any house cat. Shadow's coat was deep charcoal, darker than midnight itself, except for one detail, a bright silver marking on her chest, shaped perfectly like a crescent moon. Her mismatched eyes, one the color of jade and the other bright amber, held an uncanny awareness that made you wonder just how much she truly understood. Shadow had appeared during a violent thunderstorm years ago. Iris had discovered the tiny soaked kitten huddled beneath an ancient willow, trembling and alone. She'd scooped her up, and from that moment forward they'd become two halves of the same whole. Every dawn brought new explorations. Together they'd wander the cobbled lanes of their town, venture deep into the surrounding woods, where Iris would spin elaborate stories about mystical beings and magical guardians. Shadow would listen intently, then guide Iris to places she'd never noticed before, hidden springs, forgotten clearings, spots that felt touched by something timeless. One blazing afternoon in the height of summer, they stumbled upon something extraordinary. A thin trail, previously invisible, wound through tall grass that whispered as they passed. Intrigued, they followed it deeper and deeper until they emerged in a secluded clearing. At its heart stood a tree unlike any other. Ancient, massive, its gnarled trunk thick as a cottage, its branches spreading like a protective canopy. As they drew closer, Iris noticed something breathtaking. Carved into the bark were elaborate patterns that seemed to pulse with warm, golden luminescence. Shadow began circling the tree, her tail high, her eyes bright with purpose. Trusting her instincts and her friend's intuition, Iris stepped forward and gently pressed her palm against one of the glowing markings. The transformation was immediate. The clearing rippled like water disturbed by a stone, colors intensified. The air filled with shimmering particles of light. The ordinary became extraordinary. Brilliant blossoms appeared where none had been before. Tiny luminescent beings darted through the air on delicate wings. Creatures from Iris's wildest imaginings emerged from the tree line, all watching, all waiting. A voice, warm and melodic as a summer breeze, spoke from behind them. "Welcome, Iris. Welcome, Shadow." Iris turned to find a tall figure approaching, clothed in robes that seemed woven from moss and sunlight. This was the Keeper of the Woods, an ageless spirit who had watched over these lands since time immemorial. The Keeper explained that by discovering the hidden way and awakening the ancient tree, Iris had revealed something special within herself. She possessed a rare gift, the ability to preserve and share the world's stories, to keep alive the magic that so many had forgotten. She was being chosen as the guardian of tales, entrusted with collecting and protecting the legends of the land. For many wonderful days, Iris and Shadow remained in that enchanted realm. They learned from the Keeper, listened to the stories whispered by ancient trees and sung by magical creatures. Iris filled journal after journal with everything she discovered, while Shadow stayed close, seeming to grasp the importance of their sacred task. When it was finally time to leave, the Keeper made them a promise. This place would always exist for them, whenever they needed refuge, inspiration, or simply to remember the magic that lived in the world. They could return, with grateful hearts and minds overflowing with wondrous tales. Iris and Shadow made their journey home. From that day forward, Iris became her town's beloved storyteller. She'd gather the townspeople in the evening, children sitting cross-legged at her feet, adults leaning in from their benches, all captivated by the magical world she painted with her words. And Shadow? She never left her side, a silent protector of the stories they both treasured. The girl and her cat continued their adventures for years to come, their friendship deepening, their collection of stories growing. Through them, magic touched everyone who listened, reminding them that wonder still existed in the world. You just had to know where to look. And perhaps, if you're very quiet and very observant, You might find your own hidden path one day.